Just following on from the previous discussion that Jay Bhai had, was that it is very difficult to explain to the foreigners about self-realized person because their lives are so different from what they perceive. For example, if I give an example of Ramana Maharishi, despite being a very old person, he would happily run to little girls and get dolls married and play with them like he's just one of them, or play marbles with little boys. Now if you explain this to a Western person, so this self-realized person, they will say, what's going on here? Or if you say that Ramakrishna Paramahansa is going crazy about Mother Goddess, and that out of all goddess Kali, they said, is that your religion? So how do I pass a message across about what a self-realized person is and why this is good stuff, but I don't know how to explain this.
So the first part of the question said Ramana Maharshi playing with children, playing with marbles, playing marbles with children. He used to do that. And people say, God realized man, what is he getting up to? What is he now doing? You see, these people are in flow, in full flow of the spirit. Even a little child, let's say the little marble appears like, what greatest fun in the world. In fact, if I can quote one of the Western philosophers that I have a little bit of respect for, is Jung. Jung said something very interesting. He said, the most fruitful activity any individual can do is to play. Play. Because the world is actually a play. When you try and say, why is this happening? What is happening? Like the first question, there is no reason or rhyme to it. So finally you say, let's play. Let's carry on. So when this person is playing marbles, he's in full flow. That's the spirit playing, messing around. So in a way, it reflects his true character. Because you're not saying, okay, I'm going to sit down and discuss with the Pandits, the philosopher of Hinduism. He doesn't have time for that. He doesn't do that, in fact. He just messes about like that. It shows he's in full flow. He doesn't have to prove himself. He doesn't have to make a show. Doesn't have to become a teacher or a preacher or a guru. He's not interested. He's in full flow. He's an experiencing spirit all the time, in himself, in the reality around him. So that's a positive sign. The second thing Vijay Bhai asked is very tricky, because I have great difficulty, because the Westerner is frightened of Mother Goddess. First of all, their God is always a father. So here you've got a Mother Goddess with flowing hair. And not ordinary like Saraswati, kind of sweetie. This Kali, the tongue sticking out and with garland of skulls. This is a frightening chap. And he worships that, and you like him. Yes, I like him very much. How do you explain? Great difficulty. Because there's no way. You see, in a way, I'll tell you the story. One day, Swami Vivekananda in the United States was asked to talk about his guru, Ramakrishna. Now, this man was very charged up and he loved his guru. In fact, he said he meant it. He's not even 1% of what his guru was about. He said it repeatedly. He wasn't being modest. He actually knew the power of Ramakrishna. So he was talking to a Western audience trying to explain Ramakrishna. So he started talking that this man treated his wife not as a wife in the normal sense, but as a spiritual companion. Now the Westerner cannot relate to that idea. How can you have a wife who is not your wife in the ordinary sense, in the human sense, but is a spiritual companion? That sounds like offensive. Then why do you get married? The idea is to have children and carry on with these activities. And suddenly this man is, no, my wife is my companion. There's no physical relationship. So the Western audience was struggling. What is he doing? Why did he get married then? And Vivekananda, when he was presenting, suddenly realized the resistance he was getting from the Western audience. This is a true story. He saw the resistance coming and he felt so offended. He said, you don't deserve him. I walked out. It's a true story. He stopped the talk. He said, it's too early for you. You're not ready for him. He walked out. So this was majesty. He said, no, you see, I'm presenting an idea. You cannot absorb the honesty and the depth of this idea and the purity of the idea, because your minds are so impure, you can't see the purity, the depth of what this personality is all about. So because you are not fit for it, wrong time, goodbye. He stopped the talk. The real stories.